What is up, you guys? SimWolfHero here today, and I'm here with another video for you guys back again on the channel. I am here with the third part, the Beta Gamma Theta Apartments. No, it's not. The Beta I'm working on another video. Beta Gamma Theta Fraternity House is what it is called. As I said, we are here with the third part of the video. Now, if you guys haven't seen the first two parts of the videos, I would highly recommend going and watching those before we get into this one. You know, just to watch kind of the whole entire process. You know, and it's a lot of work making this videos, you know, stuff like that. So I'll go ahead and leave it a link in the description down below. I'll put a card somewhere on the video, that way you guys will know which videos to kind of start out with. I'll do the same with the previous video as well. But anyways, as I said, part 3. We're here. So today what we're getting into is we're basically starting out with most of the bedrooms. Now, it won't be all the bedrooms. We'll be recording just the first 3 bedrooms, I believe, with a couple things here and there as well. The first bedrooms that we're actually starting out with is Mr. DeMarcus Fuller. Now, if you guys have not seen DeMarcus's Kaz video, I would also recommend you guys watch that, and recommending you guys go watch a lot of things today. But I'll put a link in the description as well to all the Sims who are featured in this video. So the first Sim that we have up here is Mr. DeMarcus Fuller. Now, Mr. DeMarcus Fuller is our athletic Sim. So my thinking here is, obviously he has one of the bigger rooms, just because he loves, you know, to work out essentially. So what I did was I gave him the room in the basement. That way he is able to get most of the gym equipment that he wants, and he's able to put him in his room. So that's kind of why he's got one of the bigger rooms in the basement. Another thing that we did do is we also did expand the bathroom out by, I believe, 1 square tile over. So that's what we did. That way we can actually fit a whole entire spot, because if you guys don't know, working out obviously is, working out, so you're gonna get tired afterwards. So what I did was I gave him one of the spas, that way, after he gets done with a nice good workout, long workout, he can come into his bathroom, take a nice hot steam in his sauna, and then of course go on and take a shower after that, because you're gonna need it, man. You're gonna need it. So anyways, working on his bedroom here a little bit. He is gonna have one of the bigger bedrooms, as I said, just for everything that he actually does, and gave him the blue color theme. I'm not sure why, but I think it just worked well in this room. Kind of gives it kind of that almost gym kind of vibe, I want to say, but I don't know, it just looks good. I very much enjoy how it looks. So his bed is going to be right in that corner area where you see the doors being placed for the bathroom. So that's where that's going to go. And yeah. Also, another thing that I forgot to mention, in the previous video, I mentioned that I wasn't really sure how many parts these videos were going to be. It looks like we're actually only going to have to do 4 videos. So in the next video that is coming up after this will be the last one in this mini-series before we go ahead and get started with the Let's Play of The Sims 4, which has been a long time coming, I know. But we'll eventually get to that. A lot of other videos in the works right now. I have another apartment video coming out soon, so keep an eye out for that. And also have a review on one of the most recent packs. And you guys should know which pack that is, which is the kids stuff pack that was just recently released. I believe it was a game pack, actually, now that I think about it. I believe one or the other. It was either a game pack or a stuff pack, one or the other. But there will be a review for that, hopefully within the next couple of days, if not next week maybe. Just so you guys get kind of my thoughts on what I think about it. Because kids are one of those things in The Sims that have been kind of talked about for a while, and not necessarily in a good light either. If you guys don't know what I mean, back in pretty much, I believe, all the games except for Sims 1, I believe, your kids could age up from babies to... Oh, what was it? It's babies to toddler to child to... I think that's a bit much, honestly. I believe it was kids to toddlers. No, babies to... Swear to God. It was babies, toddlers, kids, teenagers, young adults, adults, and elder. I think that's way too many now that I think about it. Babies, toddlers. I mean, toddlers technically count as kids, right? No, no, no. I'm thinking correctly now. It was definitely babies, then toddlers, and then kids, and then it was teenagers, and then young adults, and then elders. Because in The Sims 3, you could play with your babies. Obviously, they were born and stuff. After that, they had to be potty trained, and they had to be trained to speak. So that's what the toddler aspect was, essentially. And then after that, they were able to go to school and stuff. And then after that, you know, teenagers were able to go to high school, middle school, and stuff like that. And then, obviously, young adults, and then adults, and, you know, so on and so forth. But, that's one of the things that the Sims team has not added to the game this year. Or the game, obviously, just in general. They have not allowed toddlers in the game. Now, I'm not really 100% sure on the reasoning why. But it's kind of just one of those things that is bugging a couple community members. Honestly, for me, I'm not really... I'm not too disappointed on the fact that we didn't get toddlers in the game. Honestly, I'm not. It's just kind of weird because you know, they were there, they've been there. So either way, I'm not really sure. But we'll talk about that more in one of the other videos. Now, as you guys did see, we did finish up Marcus's room. As I said, he did have most of the training equipment in his room, and so that's, you know, it's a good thing. He really enjoys working out. So we gave him 2 sets of pretty much everything, I believe. 2 sets of weight benches, 2 sets of treadmills, and 2 sets of punching bags. The reason I did that is for a couple different reasons. One, he wants to be, you know, he wants to do stuff with business and stuff. But in his spare time, he also wants to be a trainer. So that's kind of why I added all those extra machines on there. That way, you know, after he gets to a certain point, he's able to actually train other Sims, which is something you can do. And yeah, also the other reason is because the gentleman's room that we're doing right now, he is also, you know, very fit, very into, you know, fitness as well. Because obviously, if you're Bjorn Gustafsson, you know, from Old Norse mythology, you're gonna want to, you know, look your best, because if not, your dad Ragnar Lothbrok will, you know, surely end you. But anyways, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen Vikings. But yeah, Bjorn's room is one of my favorites. Bjorn is, how would I describe Bjorn? Bjorn is kind of like a jack of all trades, kind of. So Bjorn does a lot of handiness stuff around the house. He loves doing that kind of stuff, but also he has this weird thing about photography. So we kind of converted his room into like a half studio, half handiness kind of workshop thing. But I don't know, I like his room. His room is probably one one out of the 3 favorites that I have. The other 2 favorites you'll see in the upcoming video. But his room is definitely really nice. I really also love his bathroom. Got a couple of different colored towels off to the side, of course. Then we also have his toilet off here, and a couple of shampoo bottles. He gets the hot tub whirlpool thing. Looks very cool. And stacks some more of those laundry baskets on top of each other. Looks like he has multiple things of laundry to put away. How dare you, Bjorn? You need to put that laundry away. A lot of greenery in his room. A lot of, you know, paintings and stuff. He's very into that kind of thing. Not as much as one of the other Sims, but he really does love his paintings, and he also wants to, you know, create some photography. So, you know, he's going to be able to take photographs of other Sims. What I want to do with him is when we actually do start up the game, I do want him to work on his photography skill a little bit by taking photos of everyone in the house, and then we get those photos in our inventory, and then we can put those photos on the wall next to their bedrooms. So that's definitely something that I want to do. Obviously, he's able to run his own little photo shoot thing, you know, maybe make some money off of it somehow. I'll work that way. I'll work it out somehow. But, you know, he might be able to do that. Like I said, his bathroom is very nice. I love just that little effect that I did there, that I have that little bar stool thing. Actually, I think it's just like a stool, you know, holding up some clothes. It looks really cool. Off to the side here is going to be his bedroom. Initially, what I wanted to do was I wanted to have 2 tables off to the side of his bed to kind of, you know, give that grandiose kind of feel. I believe I got close with doing something with those tables, but I decided against it, and I just put it at the foot of his bed, and I believe it looks very cool just like that. A couple of the side tables off to the side. Those side tables right there is like one of my favorite ones. It just looks really cool, obviously. And then we also had the what do you call those things? Tea lights. We had the little tea lights off to the side, or just candles, you know, just in general, with that wood paneling stuff. Looks really cool. I really much enjoy that. We also had a grandfather clock. He has a little bit more of an old world charm in his kind of room, and it looks really cool. So I just put it off to the side of the table there. Or did I move it? I'm not really sure where I put it now that I think about it, but it looks like we probably just put it right there. And then, of course, we worked on some of the other stuff. Initially, this is what I wanted to do. I just wanted to put his TV right in front and his fireplace, because he's also a bit of a romancer, you know? He loves that kind of romance stuff. So, you know, he's going to try and woo people. Okay? Like I said, woo people. I don't know. He'll decide. Bjorn will decide for himself whether he wants to go for men or women or for both. And especially now that we have the expansion pack, not the expansion pack, the patch that came out for the Sims, that you can have Sims dress as they want, or, you know, look a certain way. You know, it's going to change up a lot of things, honestly. So I'm very excited to kind of play around with that. We'll see how that kind of works. But Bjorn will decide who he wants to romance. He can do whatever he pleases. He just looks good. Bjorn's one of my favorites. Adding one of the closets in there. Everyone has one of these closets. Everyone has either a double-sized closet or one of the smaller-sized closets. I can't remember what I put in for everyone, but everyone has a closet in their room for obvious reasons of, you know, changing clothes or for woohooing, because, you know, you never have enough places to woohoo in The Sims. So that's a thing. Some lights off the place. Initially, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do with this area. At first, I just wanted to put the handiness station there, you know, have them just kind of work there. And then as I was flipping through some of the things, I saw one of the paintings or the posters that you can actually put in game, which is the posters of, you know, models and stuff that are kind of half naked or something, or whatever it is. And I'm thinking he could do the photography stuff. So that's what I did. Also, going with one of these kind of bookshelf things that hold paintings, instead of, you know, just putting up against the wall, looks like the shelf is holding up the paintings. Looks very cool like that. Obviously, a lot of other simmers have done this. Nothing new, but it just looks very, very cool where I put them. Like I said, they do move, but I like where I put them initially. So yeah, it looks very nice. And of course, those books were floating bits, so they had to go. They had to go. And then again, as I said, I was thinking about what else I can put in there. Was also putting one of the tables right behind the actual love seat for his computer and for his chair. And then of course I thought of what else I could put. At first I just wanted to put the actual sofa there, and then I saw these paintings right here that I'm putting up. Then I'm thinking he could easily do the photography skill. So I put a couple of cameras up here, a couple DSLRs, you know, a couple point and shoots, a couple SLRs, you know, stuff like that. And then I wanted to put his photo studio in over here in the corner, but unfortunately it was way too big. So instead I decided to put everything into his inventory, the family inventory, and I moved everything. It just moved everything. So I put the photo booth off to the side, moved the TV over a bit. Yes, it looks a little clunky now, but we'll work around it. Computer pretty much did not move too much. I actually upgraded him a different computer just so he could work on his portrait straight up right there, you know, in front of whoever is working or whoever needs some stuff. Put some chairs off the side so people can actually view what's happening. It just looks very cool. I very much enjoy how his room looked after we did that whole entire move. Just looks really nice. I accidentally deleted his room for some reason, and then he disappeared somewhere, so I don't know what happened. A couple rugs around those places. Those circle rugs are one of my favorites. I don't know why. I tried to intersect some of those couches together, but it just wasn't working. So what I did instead was just put up some two couches up against each other. It looks really nice like that. And obviously need to add some music around those places, so I add just those basic brown wall speakers. The wood wall speakers looks really good. And then just a couple more greenery around the place, just to make everything look nice. It just looks very, very, I don't know, very attractive. And it does have that kind of photo studio kind of thing. Last time I went to a photo studio was probably when I was 15 for family stuff. And the last time I had my photos professionally taken were for my senior yearbook, so that was the thing. So anyways, Bjorn can take my picture, you know, whenever he likes. You know, I'll be the perfect model for you, Bjorn. I'll be the perfect model. You know, photograph me like one of your French models. Photograph me like one of your French hoes. Something. God, I swear. Owen's room. We're upstairs in Owen Thomas's room. Owen's room is kind of one of the more generic rooms, with only one difference, is that he loves coffee. The dude is essentially me, bruh. He loves coffee, so what I did was I gave him a mini coffee bar in his room. And it's one of my favorite things in his room. His room isn't my favorite, but his room is the only one that I would ever want to spend time at, because he has a freaking espresso machine in his room. It's awesome. I don't know. I thought it was a good idea at the time, and I don't know. It still came out pretty good. So yeah. Sticking with another blue theme for his room. I know that we did that for DeMarcus, but Mr. Owen Thomas has that kind of crown molding around the baseboards and the top of his room. Look at me like I know design concepts. Oh my gosh. Put in one of those chess pieces that glow right on top of his side table. It looks really cool like that. I don't know. I enjoy how that looked. And then, of course, we need to have an alarm clock because even though he's not an actual university like I wish they were, you know, they need to wake up on time to go to work and do stuff like that. Owen is going to be our... I'm not really 100% sure what I'm going to do with Owen yet. He does want to be a joke star, so we'll work on that with him for the most part. You know, get his charisma up, you know, maybe we'll do this as well. We might actually even have DeMarcus after he gets done with his exercise routine and stuff like that. We might actually have him if he wants to, and if Owen wants to, we may have Owen and DeMarcus get together and kind of see if, you know, DeMarcus can't help Owen out and, you know, lose a bit of weight. We'll see. But, you know, it's Owen's decision if he wants to, because Owen, you is a beautiful human being, and you know, you don't have to change for anyone and nobody. Okay, girl? You do you. And he's gonna do him too. Was looking to see what kind of painting I wanted here. Believe I ended up with that kind of not exactly sure what that is now that I'm looking at it. It looks kind of like a really tall rocket. Yeah. And then of course we had the TV in his room. I believe everyone got a big TV. You know, everyone had a little bit of money before they invested into this fraternity house. So, you know, everyone, for the most part, everyone who goes to a fraternity house gets their own stuff somewhere. They get to paint their room however they want, which is freaking amazing. So, of course, Owen left some of the walls with that brick look, because, you know, that's what's in right now, the brick, and ugh, I wish I had brick in my room. Then we also add a table off the side here. This is where he's going to do most of his work. As you guys kind of noticed, no one is getting a really high-powered computer. That was intentional. You know, just so you know, the only people who I think got one of the high-powered PCs was Bjorn for his photography stuff, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, someone else. I can't remember off the top of my head who else had one of the bigger computers, but either way, it's not really that important. Here is the coffee bar that I put in as well. Again, it's such a cool thing. I enjoyed putting that in. I don't even know where I came up with the idea to put in a mini coffee bar for Owen, but I don't know. I think it came out really cool, just having some coffee off to the side and some of the coffee paraphernalia that comes with it. Also, that incense thing is... I love that incense thing because you get to, you know, get all your moodlets from it if you want. The bad thing about it is that anything catches on fire quickly with that thing, I swear. Again, adding some of those coffee things off the side looks super cool. Looks like he has, you know, tons of French presses, and he has a Turkish press and all that stuff. Yes, I know my coffee lingo because I used to work at Starbucks. Don't push me. I know. And no one gets free coffee. Putting some of these paintings up against the wall. Also, I love those hexagonal lights. They look really cool. Pretty much almost any room that I throw them in. Obviously, a couple circle rugs, and the rug that is right next to the bathroom door looks really cool as well. Really wasn't sure what I was gonna do with that baseball bat. Now that I saw it, I didn't even think about that. Adding the chest table, I guess. The chest table right there. I'm not really sure how they decided on doing that chest table thing, because, you know, it's just a trunk that has the bottom cut out. I'm not exactly sure how you would go about doing something like that. Would you, like, tape around the place you want to cut and stuff? And I don't know. Then we added a bookcase for him. He's not a huge reader, but we did add some couple stuff there. We also added the microphone because obviously he's going to be wanting to do some of his jokes in private before he gets to do it in front of people, because it's just one of those things where he wants to practice on no one, then practice on a few friends, and then practice on everyone, because when you start out with doing jokes, they're not all gonna hit. They're not all gonna hit, but a few will, and you need to practice. Just practice makes perfect. His room is very him, I think, which is a weird way of explaining it, but it just looks like this would be a room that Owen would want to spend his time in. So I'm very happy about how it came out. It looks very cool. Adding some more greenery around the place. I've learned that adding greenery in a room is a good thing. So if I've learned anything from The Sims in general, is that adding plants to a room is a good idea. Which reminds me, I have a plant that is coming from Amazon. Or was it Amazon that I ordered it from? I can't remember where I ordered it from, but I got plants coming on the way. That way, I can start trying to take care of stuff. Let's see if I have a green thumb. We'll see. Speaking of green thumb, we work on his bathroom, which does have this kind of mint green kind of look to it. Not exactly sure why I came with mint green, but it looks good. I enjoy how it looks. Adding some paintings out this side as well. His bathroom is one of the weirder ones because he has like a diagonal sink. It was idea I was toying around with. I probably, if I would change anything about how I did it, is instead of a half wall for where the sink would be up against, I would change it to a full wall instead. That way I can put a mirror up instead of having one off to the side. It just looks better that way, honestly. So that's the only thing I would probably change. But for the most part, it looks really cool, especially because I added some flowering off to the side. It's really interesting and right in the middle there. I don't know, just looks really cool. Very cool indeed. Some more greenery. In retrospect, now that I think about it, maybe adding that much greenery with another green background wasn't the best idea, but I don't know. I think it still looks kind of cool. Some more tiles around the place, and of course, I believe we added the plumb bob over there, and of course, a nice laundry basket. That's another thing that we need. We need the laundry back. That way I can add a laundry room, because laundry rooms were cool. I don't know why. I just like the fact that you can have tedious tasks for them to do as doing laundry, because it was just, I don't know. I thought it was cool. So, anyways, get laundry back. It'd be a great idea. Finishing up here, we're coming up onto the end, and here's a couple of the screenshots. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know what you guys enjoyed, and hopefully the next video will do just as good. Anyways, guys, here are the rest of the screenshots, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.